An individual imagines a reality. If that reality aligns with the values of the time and resonates with enough people, it becomes culture. If that culture fosters a space of creation, a system is created. If the system is well run and there's enough incentives to make that system come true, then your idea has shaped reality. In this video, we're going to talk about, can thoughts shape reality? What role does art play in all of this? And why power isn't necessarily a bad thing. So of course thoughts shape reality. They're the first step in any form of, making a difference. It's a lot easier with yourself because we have a lot more autonomy in our own bodies. This is also how we make differences in the world and shape a better future. I find that there's this notion in society that power is bad, and to me that doesn't make sense because in my mind, I want the people that are good, the people that are making a difference to be in power. If there's no one, if you don't have power, then you can't make a change. These are the great film directors, these are the great novelists, these are the great painters that use their art as a form of power, as a form of inspiring change of what the world could look like and how we can get there. This is why recently I've really been focusing on making positive stuff with my art. It's great to have, true crime stuff and post-apocalyptic art, and I am interested in that stuff, but I find I don't want that reality to come true. And I feel like if we focus on that and put our attention towards that as a culture and as a society, it's not going to inspire any ideas that are going to transcend that and make it a better place for the world. It's also just kind of been a little bit boring for me. Like, it's always, the worst conflict ever happens and just a lot of anxiety and again, I'm not trying to diss that form of art. I'm not trying to diss any kind of art at all. I think all kind of art is beautiful and purposeful and meaningful. There's forms of art that are more for the artist. It's kind of a form of therapy, and then there's other arts that are trying to talk about society and culture at large, and especially those ones, I feel like we need to have some kind of positive message, or not even positive message, but some kind of hope or element at the end of it, or resolution that points us towards not just despair, nihilism, and hopelessness. I guess that's kind of a more modern idea, and we're living in kind of a postmodern art world, I feel like, with what I've seen. I do think that if we focus on, solutions as opposed to just pointing out the problem, it actually creates a change. You can definitely focus too much on the ideation phase, and I found myself doing this my whole life. This is pretty common in people, I would say, with ADHD, or people are just more focused on the big picture ideas than actually implementing those ideas. It's easy to get to the addiction of radical change and all these big ideas which are great. That's a necessary step. Once you have that enthusiasm and goal that you're aiming towards, then you have to really think about the practical step by step. How are we going to do this? Break it down into first principles, break it down into what needs to happen, and then share that. Because there's so much noise going on in society right now. I wish that just an idea would break through and would cause change, but I really think you need an audience. You need this idea to resonate with people. Another thing that I see related to this is this idea that all you need is ideas and thoughts. I don't know if you're familiar with the book The Secret, or all these just all you need is positive intentions, positive vibes. I think it is just one part. So much of this thinking is not rooted in anything falsifiable. It's more just, a gut feeling, intuition. And I'm open to that, something greater happening. If you have anything to point me towards that, please let me know in the comments. From the small amount of research I've done into that stuff, it seems a lot of, wishful thinking. And something that reinstates this belief in me is whenever I find people talking in that headspace, it's never about we're gonna manifest, peace on earth or this thing for this other person. It's usually about themselves. It's usually about, I'm gonna manifest a perfect life for myself. I'm gonna manifest this thing for me, this desire. It's usually kind of self-centered and not really concerned with peace and happiness for society or people at large, and usually dealing with yourself. And my intuitions point me towards, if there is that power of just manifesting through thoughts, that it wouldn't be a power used self-centeredly. It would be something that we could use for everyone, because that would just seem morally right. So if there was some kind of objective moral thing, I feel like it would have the power to do that, no? I will say I do think it's easiest to change your own beliefs and thoughts as an individual as opposed to changing society, because of what I said earlier. You need power to have pull and an audience, and you need eyeballs, and that's inherently going to be some kind of form of power that a lot of people don't have. But we all have our own bodies and our own selves, and we can control that. So, you know, if you do find the positive thinking helps you with that, that's great. And I also resonate with that and do that myself. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you do have any, positive ideas about the future, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Like I said, this is how we get the ball rolling, and I'm really curious to see what you think.